Welcome. I'm Latanya Martin, the host of Buying and Selling Nashville. And today I have with me Shedrick Doss. And we're going to talk a little bit about the proposed updates that really may be coming to law in regards to some tax credits as well as down payment assistance. But before we get started, just want to tell you a little bit about me. So I've been in the real estate industry for over 18 years. And I own Grand Style Homes here in Nashville. I'm a real estate broker. And we have been helping buyers and sellers for years sell their homes and buy homes. We actually have a list of buyers now that we have gotten pre-approved that are ready and looking to buy. So if you are in the market to sell your home, it's a seller's market. Let's talk about selling your homes and let's match up some of these buyers to your homes. So I'm going to turn it over to Doss, and Doss is with Southwest Funding. And I'm going to let him talk a little bit about himself, and then I'm going to ask him a few questions so that we can get you up to date on what's going on and potentially maybe coming soon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Shedrick Doss with Southwest Funding. Been in mortgage loan origination for over 14 years. More importantly, specify in all type of residential loans, FHA, VA, USDA, conventional. Been with Southwest Funding for 11 years out of the 14 years that I have been doing loans. Currently licensed in Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, and Texas. So that's a little bit about me. You muted. You muted.
Thank you. Sorry about that. So yesterday I was getting people inboxing me about, what do I need to do to get this $25,000? What do I need to do to get these tax credits? So I wanted you to sort of break down what is being proposed and where each of these are. Let's start with the $15,000 tax credit. What is it? What's being proposed? What is it? And where is it? And what can we expect?
Yeah, the $15,000 is a tax credit. And all the documentation that I read and research on it, it's going to be kind of like the tax credit back from during the Obama administration, which Biden was a part of course. And he made mention to this during the campaign that he wanted to provide some of that credit. Back then, it was like an $8,000 first-time home buyer credit that you receive on your taxes. So you don't physically get any money for down payment assistance with that. You will just get if you qualify for it, you just get a bigger tax refund. And it looks like it's for anybody that will buy a house from January of this year moving forward to the end of this year. It is not, the bill has passed, but it's not law. So it's certain steps that it has to take before it goes into effect. And again, with that one, it really doesn't matter unless you haven't filed your taxes anyway, because you won't be able to claim it until next year anyway, because the credit goes into effect January 2021. So you file your taxes for 2020. So that's not going to have an impact on you until next year, regardless. And it is a bill, and I think it will be proposed and it will go into effect. This is my personal opinion. I think it will, but it has no bearings on anything that you can do at this point, because it takes a place. It starts for people bought a home in January 1st, 2021, and we only filing taxes right now for 2020.
Okay. I might need to buy me a house this year. Now, was the stipulations? Does it have to be your first home, or do you have to live in it? Or did you see any stipulations with that?
I do see stipulations, so that's a good point. You have to be a first-time home buyer, and what that means is you can't have any home or a deed in your name over the last 3 years. So let's say, hey, a lot of people say, hey, I haven't bought a house in 10 years, right? But the house that you live in, you own it, so you're not a first-time home buyer. But if you sold that house 3 years ago and do not have any other property, you are considered a first-time home buyer. So you don't have to technically be a first-time home buyer. You could have bought 10, 15 properties. You just can't have any properties in your name or any ownership in properties over the last 3 years.
Okay. Good deal. So now let's talk about the $25,000 home buyer down payment assistance that they're looking at. What phase is that in, and what are some stipulations involved with that, and what does that mean?
Got a lot of calls and emails about that. That is not even a bill yet. So
Oh wow.
that is a proposal. So you don't have any. Uh, I went over and read some of the stuff in the proposal, but they're going to give you 20. Now this is actually it's going to be a grant.
Okay.
So when any grants, it does not have any repayment associated with it, but it has a 5 year recapture. So you have to live in the house for at least 5 years to not to have to pay that money back. Okay, so that's one of the things there, and being a grant is good. It also you have to be a first-time home buyer. We just talked about the rules and regulations of first-time home buyers. Um, One of the unique things about it, and I've never seen this before, and I don't know how this can be legislated or police, so to speak, is you have to be a first generational home buyer, meaning that your parents can't have not owned a home there as well. This proposal is, in a nutshell, generated for minorities or people that's been disenfranchised, so to speak, in reference to being sheltered out or knocked out of the home buying process all their lives. So that's where that criteria come in. Now, I don't know how someone can document or say, hey, your mom did own a house or she owns a house now and things of that nature. And it may be just someone writes on the form and check that, hey, they did or did not do this. Have family members have never owned a home, kind of like the PPP situation. They're not, you're held to a higher standard that the burden of proof is going to be on you when they if they come back and ask you about these documents. So that is a unique thing about it. It's not, I don't know how they're going to police that part there, but you got to be a first generational home buyer. And the third thing is you have to meet the minimum income requirements. Like I think it's 120% of the median income for that county that you live in. So say, for example, someone lives in Nashville, the median income can be this. Somebody lives in Knoxville, it can be that. Somebody lives in Memphis, it could be this. So it goes by county, and it basically shows how the middle income in each of those counties are generated, and then you have to be within this deviation of that medium income. So those are the three criteria. And what I read, you have to meet all three. You got to be a first-time home buyer, first generational home buyer, and your income have to fall within a certain criteria. And then also, what I saw is a $25,000 grant as whole, but 20,000 anybody can get 5,000 to set aside for minorities
Okay.
or people that say disenfranchised or like African Americans, Asians, Hispanics. Um, it was a couple different nationalities that was set aside for the additional $5,000. So that was something that was unique there as well. The $20,000 to $25,000 you can use for your down payment. You can use it for your closing costs, or you can split it up. So your down payment is only $10,000, so you got another $15,000 you can pay for your closing costs, and then also you can do a rate reduction. So if you want to buy your interest rate down with points, so you can use all of that money up towards your down for your purchase of your home. Again, typically unless you're buying a very large size home, $20,000 or $25,000 is not going to be the minimum down payment that you would need. So you can split that money up and divide it up between closing costs and down payment assistance. Um, and it can be combined with other DPA funds. So let's say you're getting IDA programs from a church or something like that, so where you put your money in and they match, you can use that on top of this as well. So you can combine the DPA funds with the 20 to 25 thousand dollars. Some people said it's going to replace the tax credit. Some people say it's not. My opinion, I don't think you're going to have the 15,000 and the 25. I think it's going to be either one or the other, and the 15,000 is already a bill. So I don't know if the 25,000 is going to be on top of that. That's my personal opinion about that, but I don't see both of them becoming law. Another unique thing about it is they said they're going to give the money, and the state is going to be able to regulate it. So the government, uh, and that can be an issue. So
Mhm.
I'm licensed in those different states. So let's say Tennessee is super fast and Alabama is super slow with their regulation. So we're diddling the money out. So you can that might be an issue when you're sending a pre-approval over stating that, hey, I'm going to use these funds. The seller can say, hey, I had one of these and it took months to close because the state
Mm.
didn't give this money, or I don't have time. Somebody else is doing this type of loan here. Because what I'm seeing is once the loan get approved, you may have to send it to the state regulators to make sure that the lender has everything in the file to order to ensure that that loan is insured to get that 20 to 25 thousand dollars. So that's another thing you have to look at. And since it's such a seller's market right now, the sellers may even say, "Hey, I don't know anything about this," or what I heard is taking a little bit longer to close these type of deals. They may just not. They may reject that deal altogether. So
Mhm.
that's just another nugget to throw out there. So if you need or will get the money, I would get it if I had the opportunity, because 20,000, $25,000, and you just have to live in the house 5 years. That is a huge advantage there, and it's a way you can make a lot of convert your home into a lot of equity. So let's say you had your closing costs and you just put the whole $20,000 down, and you stay in the house 5 years, and now the 6th year you're going to sell it. You getting $20,000 that you didn't even really put into the transaction there as well. So it can be definitely beneficial to you when someone is giving you some money. Giving money is the word grant, but I see people down payment assistance all the time. What are the stipulations? Do you pay? Are you paying it back? Are you paying it back with interest? Grants are typically money that they give to you with certain stipulations that you don't have to pay back.
That's good. So here's the thing: if you're thinking, "Oh, I don't qualify for either one of these," I'm not going to worry about it. Regardless of if you when you buy a home helps you with your taxes, right? It's still you get a tax break by owning a home, so it's still helpful. Um, um, owning home ownership is very helpful. Not only builds equity, right, wealth, but it also does help with your taxes, with the mortgage interest that you can put on your taxes as well. And as we mentioned, it's a seller's market. Inventory for homes are low, but we have been able to strategically get our clients into homes, um, whether that's making sure we negotiate that contract for an existing home the right way, and upfront having that consultation and knowing exactly what your needs are to make sure that we can um, present that in a way that helps you win that offer. Or secondly, we've also been able to help our clients find a lot of new construction homes too. So we got a lot of clients that are building right now. So there are neighborhoods and homes that are affordable in whatever price range that you're looking at. From affordable to luxury, we can help you with all of those needs as well. So looking to sell, give us a call. Looking to buy, we can also help um, with from getting you pre-approved all the way to closing. Um, Anything else or any final tidbits or nuggets, Cedric, that you want to share before we jump off? And I just want to say one thing that we want to make sure that we're always providing is information. So for years, we want to make sure that we're on the cutting edge or the first to know so that we can sort of get that out there to help you understand what's going on and what's available for you, to help you make the right financial decision for you and your family.
Yeah, and my suggestion is just do your research before you suggest something is in place. There's a lot of sites, things that will put disinformation out there, or people will give you disinformation. Like yesterday, I think everybody I know in the real estate profession had a lot of calls and inquiries about what's going on with this. I heard it was this, and this. But just a little bit of research, and you would have found out that it's in motion, but it's not really in effect right now. So just doing your research, finding someone in this business that you can know and trust, to give you the right information and make sure that your best interest is at heart. That's all I got.
And preparation. So if you know this home ownership is something that you want to achieve, even if it's buying investment properties, whatever that looks like for you, just getting things together and get yourself situated so that you're are able to accomplish whatever those goals are. So again, we thank you for joining us. This is Buying and Selling Nashville with LaTanya Martin, and we'll see you again next week. Talk to you soon. Thank you, Shedrick.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Can't pull this charger.
What charger?
This one. Oh, that's not a charger. That's the one.
I couldn't find a charger. That's why I'm gonna have to go to the car and see if the charger is in my other purse that's in the trunk.
Doing a Kahoot in class, and I couldn't connect the Kahoot.